And now it's time for another masterpiece of modern literature, Donkey's Greatest Prank, a marvelous fanfiction by the talented author Richie Wraggs based on the picture book by the late William Steig. Now here's your host, Mr. Richie Wraggs.
Oh, I'm the author of this here story now. The CGI film out this theater and that there donkey. They need be looking each other as so they be trying to get along in the look. Enough with these there notes, get to reading the mastered thing. Lucky, you useless twat. You better be writing that there story like I be telling ya. One day at Shrek's house, in the middle of his swamp, Fiona put her kids to bed while Shrek was getting ready for the planned sexy time with his wife by putting Viagra pills in a colored bottle of gin and tonic, but he needed a piss before he can drink it. Shrek went outside for a slash, knowing that Donkey was looking over the window with binoculars like the peeping Tom he is and sees an opportunity to pull an amazing prank, so he ran up to the window and jumped through it. Once in the house, he got a used colored gin and tonic bottle similar to the other one and put laxatives, prunes, grapefruit and the hottest chilies ever grown into a blender and made an exploding diarrhea-inducing smoothie. Donkey then puts the smoothie into the empty bottle and downs the other bottle, giving Donkey a heart on the size of an ironing board. Fiona walks outside the kids' room and spots Donkey.
Donkey?
She asked in shock.
What are you doing here? Where's Shrek?
Shrek walked out on you. Lied the horny lying fuck. I came here to support you in your time of need. Fiona started to weep.
That fucking bastard! He said our sex life was on the rocks after we had the kids, but was that reason enough to walk out on me just like that?
Don't cry, Fiona, Donkey said. I make you feel better. Fiona stopped crying and walked into the bedroom with Donkey and closed the door. Shrek re-entered the house immediately after and heard his wife gasping and panting. Shrek thought she was just playing with herself, so he was all, oh well. Then he walks over to the kitchen surface and chugs the gin and tonic bottle. Then he heard his wife shout,
Fuck my masking shark jaw-sized pussy harder with your ironing board-sized cock.
Shrek became suspicious. That can't be right, he thought. Me Og's pudding is larger than an ironing board. It's more like the size of a double-decker bus when full erect. But suddenly Shrek felt an odd liquid dripping down his legs. Shrek realized what it was and screamed. Oh shite. Then he suddenly lost all control of his balls and brown mustard blasted out of his anus in a fantastic torrent of ass vomit. Meanwhile in the bedroom, Fiona popped out under the quilt.
What was that?
She asked. Nothing, now continue reenacting Two Girls, One Cup, said Donkey, and they went back under the covers for more sex. Shrek ran out of the house and all the noise woke up his children. They sneaked out of their room to investigate and found the trail of liquidized fecal matter all over the floor left by their father. Then they heard their mother screaming. In Shrek's bedroom, Fiona was lying lifeless on a bed with a shocked expression left on her face. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, panicked Donkey.
What have I done? I knew I shouldn't have made her reenact the goat sky model video, although the video turns me into a rather randy fellow.
Donkey tried to remove the evidence by taking out the broken bottle from deep within her holes that shattered in her intestines, ripping it to pieces. But then Shrek's kids entered the room and saw their dead mother and Donkey holding a bloody shit-covered broken bottle in his mouth.
What did you do to Mommy?
Said one in a very depressed tone.
Mommy's just sleeping. Come on, I'll take you all back to bed.
Donkey guided the spooked-out kids back in their room and tucked them into bed. When they were asleep, Donkey stabbed them all to death in a frenzy with the broken bottle.
Oh God! I slaughtered them!
Panicked Donkey. What? What? Donkey ran out of the house as fast as he could, because if he stayed in the house he'll be so fucked. When he got outside he saw Shrek shitting all over the place. Donkey stopped dead in his tracks, because the sight of Shrek shitting an ocean of diarrhea made him ROFL. Donkey, what the fuck are you doing in me swamp? He the fucking knew, asked Shrek. I was just passing by, Donkey replied. Shrek had then noticed Donkey still had a hard-on. Wait a moment, Shrek thought to himself. His stiffy is the size of an ironing board. where did I hear this before? Then he remembered what his wife said when she was supposedly masturbating and made the shocking realization. Donkey! Shrek shouted. You've been shagging me less. Shrek! Donkey replied. It's not what you think. Shrek wasn't having this and grabbed Donkey by the tail and swung Donkey around into a tree, breaking his jaw. Shrek took off his trousers, then he threw Donkey's back on the floor and teabagged him with his enormous planet-sized testicles. Then Shrek forced his fat wang in Donkey's jaw and pissed inside of his mouth. Donkey broke free and spat the urine out. Shrek then grabbed Donkey's ear and pulled it next his lips. Now Donkey, there were a wee bit o' spunk in my pee and we ogres don't take kindly to people who don't swallow, said the ogre, totally hell-bent on revenge. Then he grabs Donkey's hind legs and stamps on his gonads and pulls on his legs until they tore right off his hips. Donkey was absolutely screaming his head off. Remember when I said ogres are like onions? Well, we're like lemons, too, Shrek said while picking a lemon from a nearby tree and ripping it clean in half. They're both gonna sting the shite out of ya. Shrek pushed the halves on Donkey's snapped thigh bones, using them like orange juicers, and made them spray lemon juice all over the massive sores. The pain was so unparalleled Donkey screamed. Kill me now! I don't want to live another second! I haven't finished yet, said Shrek, holding a rope in hand, the other grabbing Donkey's tail and dragged him over to a tree and tied the rope to a high branch. Shrek tied the other end to Donkey's scrotum and hung him upside down from his ruptured testicles. Shrek walked away for a moment and came back with a hammer and some rusty nails. Shrek poked Donkey's head with one of the nails and hammered it straight through his skull and into the pain receptor of his brain. Donkey tried to scream again, but he was out of breath from screaming from the earlier torture. Shrek hammered more and more nails in until Donkey died from having all the blood rushed into his head. Cheeky wee bastard, said Shrek as he untied the knot on the branch. Donkey's corpse dropped from the tree. When it was untied, Shrek dragged it to the well and threw it down the well so it could never be found. Shrek marched into his home. After he shut the front door, and scream was heard and a collapsing sound soon followed. Epilogue. Shrek was found dead in his home 3 days later as he died of shock from seeing his entire family dead. A year later, Shrek's swamp was completely deforested to make room for a new mansion for Jeremy Clarkson. The end.